Before we start this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because today's story is one of those stories that starts with love, but slowly turns into something no one ever expects. It's about trust, it's about secrets, and about a box that was never meant to be opened. So sit back and listen carefully. My wife died on a Tuesday morning. Not from illness, not from an accident. Just like that. One moment she was alive, the next moment she wasn't. Her name was Rebecca. She was only 36 years old. That morning started like every other morning. Rebecca woke up before me as usual. She always did. She went to the kitchen, turned on the coffee machine, and opened the window above the sink. She loved the morning air. She said it made the house feel alive. I remember hearing the coffee machine from the bedroom, that soft humming sound that meant another normal day was beginning. But that day, it didn't last long. When I walked into the kitchen, Rebecca was lying on the floor. The coffee mug had shattered next to her. At first, I thought she slipped, but when I tried to wake her up, she didn't respond. Her eyes were open, but empty. I called the ambulance. I remember my hands shaking so badly I could barely dial the number. The doctors later told me a blood vessel in her brain had ruptured. It was sudden, instant. They told me something they probably thought would comfort me. She didn't suffer. But that sentence kept repeating in my head. Because if she didn't suffer, then why was I the one who couldn't breathe anymore? My name is Marcus. I'm 38 years old. I work as a civil engineer. Rebecca was a literature professor at the university. We had been married for 9 years. 9 years of routines, 9 years of memories. 9 years that suddenly ended in one morning. After the funeral, everything became quiet. Too quiet. The house that once felt warm now felt empty. Rebecca's shoes were still near the door. Her books were still stacked on the coffee table. Her coat still hung on the same hook in the hallway. I couldn't move anything, not a single thing, because moving them meant accepting she wasn't coming back. Most people slowly disappeared after the funeral. At first, they called every day, then every few days, then once a week. Eventually, the calls stopped, except for one person, Jordan. Jordan had been my best friend for 15 years. We met in college. He was also the best man at my wedding. He was the one who gave me the ring right before I walked down the aisle. Back then, I trusted him more than almost anyone. After Rebecca died, he came to visit me almost every week. Sometimes he brought food, sometimes beer. But most of the time, we just sat in silence. One evening, he looked around the living room and said quietly, "I still expect Rebecca to walk in with coffee." I nodded because I expected the same thing every single day. 3 months passed. Grief changes people. At first, it feels like drowning, but slowly you start breathing again. One day, I woke up and realized something. Rebecca would have hated seeing the house like this. Messy, dusty, frozen in time. So I decided to start organizing her things. It felt wrong, like I was erasing her. But I forced myself to continue. I packed some of her clothes, sorted her books, cleaned her desk. Every drawer I opened felt like opening another memory. Sometimes I had to stop because the memories were too heavy. But then I found something strange. Inside the back of Rebecca's closet, behind some old sweaters, was a small wooden box. It was dark brown and locked. That was strange. Rebecca never locked anything from me, not once in 9 years. Curiosity started growing inside me. I tried to remember if I had ever seen the box before, but I hadn't, not even once. I shook it slightly. Something was inside. Something small, something that made a quiet sound. I told myself I should leave it alone, but the more I looked at it, the more I needed to know. So I grabbed a screwdriver from the kitchen and I broke the lock. The moment the lid opened, my stomach dropped. Inside the box were letters, dozens of them, all tied together with a thin ribbon. My name wasn't on them. Rebecca's name wasn't on them either, but the handwriting, I recognized it immediately. It belonged to Jordan, my best friend. My heart started pounding. I opened the first letter, then the second, then the third. Every letter was written years ago. Some were from before our wedding, some were from after, and every single one told the same story. Jordan loved Rebecca deeply, but that wasn't the worst part. Rebecca had written replies. They were hidden between the letters, and the moment I read the first one, everything inside me shattered because Rebecca loved him too. Suddenly, memories started connecting in my head. The way Jordan sometimes looked at her, the way Rebecca sometimes smiled at him. Moments I ignored, moments that suddenly made sense. But the last letter was the one that destroyed me. It was written just 2 weeks before Rebecca died. Jordan wrote, "I know we agreed to end this, but I still think about what our life could have been." And Rebecca replied, "Maybe in another life." I sat there on the floor, holding those letters, and I realized something terrifying. The two people I trusted most in the world had shared a secret for years. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the comments, if you were Marcus, would you confront Jordan or keep the truth buried forever? Because sometimes the truth inside a small box can destroy an entire life. And sometimes some locks are there for a reason. See you in the next story.